well. So I will be recording this class so that this can go in our kind of YouTube series of recorded videos that we have, and you can enjoy those at any time. We're going to be starting with some mobility as per, really quite dynamic, a little bit playful. We'll be doing some lower work. We've got a core tricep, so 3 exercises in a little circuit, and options to progress if you're not new to bodyweight, but fantastic to see some new participants. So we'll start on the floor, getting our hips and shoulders mobilized together. So set up your 90-90, a shin in front, a shin at your side, 2 strict 90-degree angles, and then we're going to lean our body weight forward over that front shin. From here, lengthen your arms, and the inside arm, I'm going to draw a big circle back and round, and then a big circle back and over. So we're doing a shoulder car here. Not like a driving car, it's actually probably going to do the opposite of what driving does and open you up as opposed to making you all tight. So your shoulder car stands for critical articular rotation. It's so catchy. Actually, what we're just trying to do here is open the joint and have a bit more control over it. So one more time. And then we're going to swap sides. So switch sides with your legs, set up your shins the other way. Take a look at how dirty your socks are, and then lean over. Good, other side. Big circle. Does anyone else think that they've done a fantastic job of hoovering and mopping the floor until they do their home workout? Yeah, or they get mad. You get mad because you're like, hey, that was a piece of yesterday's pizza. I thought I ate all of it. Good, up and over. Lovely. Okay, so we're going to look at some hips, a little bit more detail here now, as well as incorporating a little bit of ankle mobility. So I've got 2 movements. I'm going to start by coming up onto my knees, my 90-90. If you're tight, bend the ankles in a little bit closer. I'm going to thrust my hips forwards until I feel this nice hip flexor stretch. And then the back leg is going to step forwards, and I'm going to push the knee forwards. Good. Then I'm going to come back with the knee, bring my hips down. Bit of a balance challenge, I know. That's all part of the fun. Pushing up, as I say, quite playful and body weight. Stepping, driving the knee forwards. Coming back and down. 3 more times on this side. Push, squeeze the hips through, step, and pressing the knee out. A really good one if you have tight calves, tight ankles, and you find that your ankles lift when you're doing squats. So we like to give you little bits of insight into why we're doing these to make sure you can use the best mobility and strength drills for yourself at home to progress with your training. Good, now we're going to do this on the other side. So we're going to go through that switch of the knees again, swap sides. Same thing, push through the hips, step and press. Come back. You do get better and better through the reps, don't you? This skill of stepping through. Hey, we got so many numbers here today. This is gets me really excited. You can tell, right? 3. So this is movement 2 of our mobility out of 4. So we've got 1 more of these presses. The key is to really keep the heel down no matter what. Don't let it pop up as you apply pressure to the knee. Lovely. And coming back and down again. So 2 more movements for our mobility here. Our third one is a rocker with a thread through. if you know a rocker and a thread through, that's going to make total sense. But otherwise, follow me. Come onto the knees, then the hands, and then extend 1 leg to the side. I'm going to rock back, opening the groin, the adductors, come back to the top, thread my arm underneath, and then come back up again. This is my current favorite mobility drill. I'm actually a bit obsessed with it. It just feels so good. So if you've had me for remote training, you'll probably have done this over the last couple of days. See, as you switch that arm under, you should feel that it emphasizes the stretch on the inside of the leg that's lengthened there, the inside of the hip. 1 more time. Now we're going to switch sides. Good, last one, and then changing over. Extend the other leg away. So a couple different angles for you here so you can see exactly how I'm going through this. Press hips back, come forwards, and thread underneath. I'm letting my shoulder and my ear down on the floor there. Bending the other elbow. And you'll notice sometimes the hips like to do a big blink, dunk back the way. If you can, tuck your tailbone underneath and you'll get a much better opening through the hips. 2 to go. So a bit of spinal mobility, mid, back and shoulder to be specific as you thread underneath. And last one. All right, now planting the hands. If you're familiar with up dog, down dog, follow me. It's going to be slightly similar, but we're going to use a little bit of push from our legs. We'll call it a spinal wave. Let's exaggerate the movement of an up, down dog. If you're not familiar, I'm going to talk you through it. So fingertips spread, squeeze and grip into the floor with your hands. Extend your hips back to the ceiling. Hands and arms nice and strong and engaged. From here, I'm going to bend the knees and I'm going to push out my toes to lift my back nice and high, roll forwards, drop the hips, and thighs stay lifted with a big butt squeeze for up dog. Yearn your heart through between the hands, strong engaged glutes, and then rippling back the leg. We're going to do this 3 times more, so pushing forwards. If you're new to this, you might like to come on down to the belly, and then back to the knees to come up, tucking the chin, always trying to get the most movement we can. So 2 more. Push, rise. So full body flow today for our mobility, and then all the way back. 1 more time. Squeeze the legs. Lovely. Extending and flexing the spine. And the other way. Excellent. So I gave you a little bit foresight into what we'll be doing today. We're going to start with the lower body work. As always, the bigger muscles that tend to tire us out more. We'll have a little bit explosive movement in between that and a tricep to get the core really, really working quite nicely. So lower body, 2 moves together. The first one, I'm going to step super wide. I've not done it for a while, but it's one of my favorites. Great for mobility as well as the leg gains. So knees are open, toes are open. I'm going to sink nice and low, and I'm going to aim to stay nice and low throughout. So constant tension in one quad, and then in the other, chest is quite high. Taking breaths as we swap sides, bending one leg, straightening the other leg. So have a little play there if you need to learn the movement. Second one, we've got a hip thrust incorporated with a rising squat. So I'm going to be on my knees here, squeezing my bum. Sit back, lift, stay low, and then come up. You can see where this one is maybe going to go. Push, stand, stand. If you want to, you'll be adding in a jump. Otherwise, stepping. Try to feel your glutes here. So we're going to do this for 3 rounds. We'll be on a timer, so you don't have to worry about counting reps. 40 seconds for each exercise, followed by a 25-second rest. A little bit generous today. Okay, here we go. If you need longer to rest, that's cool. You do you. That's what we're about. So 40 seconds, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Toes turned out is going to accommodate knees turning out. Yeah, I like to think of this as a little bit of a Jedi move, or maybe if you've ever done capoeira before, it's very dance like this one. We'll keep pulling the knees back, so we're thinking glutes are helping us to rotate the knees outwards here. It's all in the details. Maybe for you, it's all in the depth. You can challenge yourself with depth if you'd like to. Good, nice, Vicky. Let's see if we can get the chest up. Excellent. Yeah, good. All right, that's 40 seconds. Turning slide on if you've got your camera on so I can see you. Get up. Stay low. Rise tall. Back into your squat. Don't forget about the thrust to come back up. So first round, I'm just going to go with the stepping squat variation. But I know some of you love to get that athletic training in. If you're jumping, land softly in the knees. Quality over quantity, everyone. You got to get slow before you can add in speed. 3, 2, and resting. All right, 25 seconds rest here. Then we do it twice more. And then we're going to move into a little bit of athleticism. So good for you runners. We've got more and more runners joining us at the moment. I'm not surprised with Lynette's awesome skills and friends coming on board with us. So I thought it would only be fair to give you a little bit of drill work for that. So are you ready for second round? Because it's starting now. 40 seconds, let's stay low. 3, 2, 1. You should know that 25 seconds usually becomes a little bit more because I get excited away with talking and setting up for the next round. So you usually get a little bit more time to repair and to set up. Really important that we use that. Good. Good, yeah. I did capoeira as a kid, actually, and I definitely give it thanks for helping me with my mobility as an adult. It's an excellent practice. 5 seconds. Martial arts in general, really good for mobility. All right, side on, here we go. 40 seconds on the clock. Start at the bottom. Stand, and if you want to, spring. Coming back to the knees. The key with a good jump, well, there's lots of keys, isn't there? One of them is to engage the body and push out the floor. Create tension against the ground through your feet and drive the hips through. Again, landing soft in the knees. See how quietly you can land. I see you guys working hard. And now resting hard. 25 seconds here. Oy, you should have seen how hot it was, how sweaty we all were in the summer. Those of you who have been here, the OGs since summertime, lockdown round 1, how hot is it? Bodyweight at that time of year, oh yeah, oh yeah. I had like steam across all the windows, it's too much. Let's be thankful for the cool weather today. So, wide stance, last round, here we go, let's stay low. 3, 2, 1. Drop and glide. If you start to feel that this is quite naggy on your knees, you might want to turn the toes forward a bit more and just come out of the depth here, maybe just sitting a little bit into it and slowly rocking. Grip your toes into the floor. Again, we're all about creating pressure against the ground. And dare to play, dare to explore a little bit. Mobility rewards here to aid your recovery from the other workouts. All right, turning the side on, here we go, let me see you. Stepping or jumping into your squat, that is completely your prerogative, your body. Don't forget about the thrust. Nice breaths. We got the jumpers. Yeah, we got some. Nice. Nice one, guys. Love that. You can still be plyometric. You can still be explosive without jumping. So you're not missing out if you're not. Your torso upright. Just a little bit. And resting there. Okay, so we're going into this nice fun drill here that should help you to generate power through the core with your running. I want you to really try to engage with your midsection. Something that really helps us as people who are born genetic women is going to be to try and draw your genetic women, physiological women. Try to draw your rib cage in. We've got tiny wee rib cages to make space for babies, and thanks nature. So try to draw the rib cage down, and if you feel your hips become overemphasized, little ducky bum, tuck your ducky bum in as well. Think small space, lots of breath. So I'm going to step back here, and then we're going to pull the knee in, swap, knee in, swap, back. As you've just seen there, you will have one leg that's less stable. Speed is up to you. We're going to do 5 on either side. So let me see you stand up nice and tall. We'll be counting reps here. I will count my own reps. You will count your own reps. I'll tell you when to go, and I'll wait for everyone to be finished. So head forward, go slow if you want to. We're counting reps because this is a really hard athletic drill. 3, 2, 1, in your own time. Step back, pull the knee in, swap, step back. Pull the knee in, swap, step back. Use your arms to help you balance. 5 on each side, count them. 3, 4, 3. Stand tall. Feel your weight shift. And resting from here. I'm just going to check on everyone and see how you're doing. If you're going to do this on a recorded one as well, there is no rush. Good, awesome. Nice, Sinead. Use your arms, keep them at your side nice and open. I'm regretting these radiators. They're beautiful, but they're, Jesus, they work. Oh my God. Nice job. So we're going to do that twice more through. Remember, the lower work is always the most draining, the biggest muscles in the body. Following that, you usually find that the muscles of the back and the chest get your heart pumping as well. So this is probably the hardest work we're going to do. I'm going to start again for my second set. Here, chest up. Remember, as that knee comes in, it's the role of the job to stabilize your body, to keep you centered. Your hips are going to help you with that. So here we go. Stepping back, 1, pull in, swap, step. Pace is up to you. Swap, step, knee up, pop, step, knee up, pop. Notice how I'm using my arms to keep balanced. The coordination is quite hard with this one. All right, that's me on my last one. It should be 10 lunges in total. Okay, quick drink, guys. Cheers. And here's to the last one being the neatest one yet. The mindset, as always, with our bodyweight strength class is what can I do, not what do I look like. So try to focus on the feel. Here we go. Last set. I'm going to start now. 10 lunges in total. 1 lunge. Knee up, up. 2 lunges. Knee up. Remember, ribcage in. Pelvis tucked underneath you for maximum brace. I want you to feel that as you step your leg back, the core, it's got a little shape in it. Exaggerated movements. For me. Oh, can anyone else feel their hips? Oh, yes, on fire. So that's how it should feel when you apply pressure to the ground through your run. You should get some stability from here. You should get the core working as your knees rise. Off the floor, feeling very alive for our core circuit. So we're going to come into a tricep. A tricep is when you have 3 exercises that work the same muscle groups in a little circuit. So I'll show you all of them now, and then we'll be going through them together. The first one is a crab heel tap. I'm going to give you options for this one. Fingertips pointing forward if you can. Open through your chest, heels underneath you. I'm going to lift up. First option, if you're new to this, stomp, bring it back down. Stomp, bring it back down. Make sure you squeeze your fingertips really hard. If you think the weight is going to go through your wrist. Option here, if you're feeling comfortable with that, reach to tap the opposite side, it's a twist. Ooh, fancy. Yeah, let's have a little bit of fun with that one. Don't worry if you fall, we're not here to be perfect. Second one is a kick through. So last week I demonstrated that, I gave you a hazard warning, this one was coming. You probably need a bit more space for this one than any of the others so far. Set yourself up in a tabletop, hands directly under shoulders. Again, engage with your hands. Think of it as a little gecko grip, little suctiony fingertips. Knees lift off the floor in a hover. I'm going to step and push through between the hand and foot. Razor sharp toes. Pull back, open through the length of your body. Coming back through. Step kick. Come through. Once you feel confident with it, that's when you can add speed. That's when you can add a little hop. Maybe a little kick. So make it your own, but also keep it simple if you've never done it before. Third exercise, plank bird dog. I know a lot of you will have done these in your programming before as well. And if you're going to be on Homebody for February, pay attention because it's coming, it's coming. Hands under shoulders, plank position. I'm going to reach up with opposite sides. Lift, coming down. Lift, coming down. So your core's role is to keep you stable while you flail your limbs about in all these different movements. That is its function. And when we train function, we get the best results. So 3 movements, here we go, 30 seconds on each. Starting with your crab kicks or heel taps. 3, 2, 1, and we go. Either stomping the foot through, getting the glute fired up on either side, or lifting and tapping. Take as much time as you need to change side. Reach for the toes, good. Bit of mobility in there as we twist. And 3, 2, 1, kick throughs, and we go. So tabletop position. I'm going to go slow for this first round so you can see. Step, push the leg through, come back to crouch. Step, kick through, come back to crouch, and from the front. Step between the hand and leg of the opposite side. Lengthen through the leg, through the toe, and pull back. Good, you want to keep hips down in line with your shoulders. And coming into your third exercise here. We're going through our plank lift. Can you believe I almost just forgot that one? Lift. That's workout brain starting to step in. This is why we never do our toughest exercise right at the end. It's so hard to concentrate when you're fatigued. And it's not necessarily about the height of the leg or arm lift here, but your ability to prevent your body from rotating under that demand. And resting for 30 seconds, guys. That's 1 round. We're going to do it twice more with a quick decompression. I might be a minute or 2 minutes over, but I'm going to do my best to keep it nice and sharp and swift. This is what happens when you mostly are lifting and not doing so much cardio through lockdown. Got to step up. Got to keep to those rest periods. Here we go, let's get on it. Second round. Crab reaches, taps, starting now. 3, 2, 1. Push through the foot, or reach and tap in. This is like probably something that that's like a no-brainer, but don't forget to breathe. Don't do it. Breathing's good for you. It's good for your workouts too. It's going to help. And coming straight into that second exercise, let's kick it right the way through. 3, 2, 1. Push through. Come back. Push through. Obviously, the bigger it gets, the the more you're going to feel your heart rate go up. Then you come back to that crouch, lower the knees all the way to the floor before you extend through the other side. I know this is a favorite for some of you. If you're new to it, don't worry about it becoming a little bit messy. It does take time. All right, and coming into our high plank bird dogs. Here we go. 30 seconds. Whoa. If your hips are just going everywhere and you're feeling that in your back, come on down to the knees and try from the knees instead. There is nothing wrong with that. That's actually a smarter way to train. Rib cage down, hips underneath you. Tailbone tucked. And resting. 30 seconds. All right, we're going to do that one more time. Just how much can you do in half an hour? Just enough. Just enough. We always cover just enough in this class. And when you go, oh, I don't have time to work out, remember this precious moment. So, 3, 2, 1. Last round. You decide, is it time to push? Or are you just here to enjoy the group energy? Here to get some increased movement up? I'm going for the simplified version in this last set. I've already had my workout today, so I just want to enjoy, the freedom of moving, in and out. Okay, coming into your kick throughs. Break it down nice and slow, squeeze the fingertips, or go for a little bit of flight with this one. Let loose. Yeah, like you're dancing. Seen a lot of people dancing on my page this week, which is amazing. There's no better feeling. Let it feel creative and free. And last exercise of the day, high plank or low plank, with the knees lifting off. Lift, come down. If you're on your knees, make sure they are behind the hips. Hand right under shoulder, chest forwards. I'm really feeling this in the shoulders. If you're feeling it in the low back, don't take your leg quite as high. 3, 2, 1, and that's time. Excellent, really nice. Let's bring ourselves into a nice deep squat here for a stretch. Come on down, space between the knees for your body. Sink nice and low, grab hold of the ankles. Pull your chest through, take 3 big breaths. And 2. Good, starting to bring the heart rate down. Last one. Awesome, send the hips back from here. And then we're bringing the hands into centered position. Center your hips. If you're quite tight in the hips, you're gonna feel them shaking. If that's you, create soft bend in the knees. We're reaching up and open. Let's hold this position. Inhale, push the floor away. Rotate through the top shoulder. Keep trying to find a centered position with your hips. Hand back down and then changing side. Well, I'll tell you what, I won't be forgetting to turn the heating off next week. That is for sure. Oh, Jesus. Easy to forget, isn't it? Good, and coming down. Walk your hands to one side. Lower the back hip down and open through your heart center at the front. Take a big breath. The knee is going to drop. Good, so knee drops at the back, and then the front leg is going to open to the side, our lizard lunge. So Sinead, we did this one earlier this week. So really, really good opening for the hip. And bringing the hand to it, if that feels nice, you can push the knee open from here, help it round. Let's stay for a few more breaths. For those of you with tight shoulders, a good option might be to take that top arm behind, wrap it around like a bind. I'm going to show you from the side on. Excellent. Bring that hand through and changing sides. Starting your high lunge. Take a couple breaths, pulling the chest through nice and high. Try to straighten out that back leg, then lower. Good, awesome. And then letting that knee in the front open, flare to the side. Thank you for these numbers tonight. I'm feeling the love. I'm feeling the sweat on my moustache. I'm feeling the boob sweat, pec sweat, I should say. Good, and then top arm comes back and behind. Love it. Got crumbs on my fingertips. This is the dream. This is how we want to spend our evenings together. Excellent. We're going to go through one of my favorite chest stretches. If you're again on the home body plan, you'll see this, and those of you who work with me one-to-one, you'll see this a lot as well. We're going to come all the way down to the floor. As opposed to a bent elbow chest stretch today, we're going to go with a straight arm stretch. So lengthen both arms at the side, and then pull one in so the fingertips are pointing away from you. Then we're opening through that side. If it feels good, bring your knee up in line with it, like you're chucking it over the side of your duvet cover. And if you can't see the straight arm here, I'm just going to move for you here. I am trying to actively roll it behind me and peel it off the ground. Good, push through that hand. And coming down, let's change side. Extend the other arm away. Bend into the opposite elbow. Push out of that arm. And if it feels better for your back, the knee rises up. Oh, that's an intense one, I know. Again, if you feel the head of your shoulder, the ball that's dropping into the ground, rotate it out the way. Like you've got a bra strap and you're like, oh, trying to pull it back over your shoulder. Good. We've all been there. And coming back down, and then rising up. Really nice work tonight, as I say, and I thought I would be a couple minutes over. I got a bit carried away with my planning when I wrote this one out. I hope you had a good time. I hope you come next week, and be sure to kind of tag yourselves in your sweaty selfies. We are a nice community, a really strong community, and it definitely motivates each other when you're kind of engaging and whatnot. So make some fitness friends. Have a great night, everyone.